Hello, winos. Today we're going to talk about a question that I'm sure all of you have wondered at some point. Why the frick is this wine so expensive? We're going to break this down timeline style. Let's get started. We'll start where all of the best things do, in a vineyard. As I said in the terroir video, some vineyards just have the perfect environment to create really high quality grapes. Some just don't. Other regions have a lot of issues with climate that can affect their yield. All you nerds that collected Pokemon cards when you were younger know how scarcity works, right? When there's not a lot of something and a lot of people want it, you can charge a higher price for it. In the vineyard, there's also the issue of labor. If you use a mechanical harvester to pick your grapes, it'll save you a lot of time and money. But it's a lot less precise, so you might get a lot of crap grapes in with the good ones. The best producers often hand pick and sort their crop, which, as you can imagine, takes a lot more people. Next, our lovely little grapes make it into the winery. At a later date, I'll make a video explaining all the stuff that happens to them, but for now we're just gonna fast forward to the part where the wine is finished and the winemaker is deciding what to do. They could bottle the wine right then and there, and they have a few options. Bottle with cork, bottle with screw cap, bag in a box, juice box. Canned wine is a thing now. Obviously, all of those have different costs, cork being the most. Or the winemaker could decide to age their wines a little bit in new oak barrels. New oak is used to impart these yummy, toasty, complex flavors to the wine, but they're also hella expensive. Like thousands of dollars for a barrel that'll hold about 300 bottles of wine. So while the quality is going to be increased, the price will too. The wine still has a little bit further to get to your table. If it's from overseas, you're going to have to pay for shipping and import taxes. That is, unless Amazon Prime gets into the wine importing business. Then, like any consumer good, branding is everything. Raise your hand if you've heard of Dom Perignon. Raise your hand if you've heard of Gosset Célèbre. I had to Google lesser known champagne producers to find that one. They're about the same price, and I'm sure they're both delicious. But wouldn't you rather pay a little bit more for something with the prestige of Dom? Brands know how important this recognition is, which is why they spend so much on marketing so they can have that upper hand. Let's do a little example. Here I have a California Chardonnay from 2015. It cost me about $10. It was probably picked by a mechanical harvester, it didn't have to cross state lines to get to me, and it's got a little screw cap on it. This Burgundy from France has a government label of approval that said it's from the quality region of Pouilly-Fuissé. It cost me about $50. It was hand-picked, aged in oak barrels for a little bit, and then had to make its way across the Atlantic Ocean in temperature-controlled containers, and then have an import tax paid on it before it could get to me. And just because I love you guys, I'm gonna do a taste test on both of these, just for your learning's sake. Damn. The wines are very different. The California one, it smells like fresh apples and honeydew and some citrus, and that's kind of it. It's fruity, it's fun, it's tasty, and then it's gone. The French one is more complex. It smells like butter and baked apples and vanilla and like croissants, and you can kind of smell and taste that chalky limestone soil, and there's just a lot more to it. It also has a longer aftertaste, so I can kind of continue enjoying it. Compare it to gum. You can spend 25 cents on a gum ball, and it'll be tasty for like 90 seconds, and it'll be good, and then you'll throw it out, and that's fine. If you got one of those like ice cream flavored ones from Extra, the flavor's gonna be more interesting, and you can savor it for a little bit longer. So those are the differences, but there's no right answer here. If all you want is a simple, fun, party or picnic wine with your friends with a cute little label on it, you don't need to spend more than $15. If you're looking to treat yourself or impress Faye's parents with something from a more respected region or brand, those are extras that you're gonna have to pay for. Don't let anyone tell you that expensive wine is better, because what does that even mean? It might be higher quality, but it also might not be. It might just be all branding. Most of all, the price doesn't dictate whether or not you'll like the style or the taste of the wine. These taste very different, and you might prefer one over the other just taste-wise, and that's totally fine. The bottom line, as with everything, is drink what you want to drink. If anyone ever gives you a hard time about drinking something inexpensive, offer them a glass, because they sound like a cranky person and they probably need some vino. Tell me in the comments about your favorite under $20 bottles of wine so we can get some recommendations going. If you want to be my drinking buddy, don't forget to subscribe and let's connect on social media. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some comparisons to do. Cheers, winos!